Hello everyone, welcome to Java Learners. In this video, we are going to learn how to use conditional on class annotation with component annotation to conditionally create a bean. To understand this, we are going to follow this class diagram. In this class diagram, we can see that we have a class named as RabbitMQ, and this class implements an interface named as MessageQueue. And then we have another class named as RabbitMQ Manager. This RabbitMQ Manager class has a dependency of message queue. What we are going to do, we are going to create a bean for RabbitMQ Manager conditionally. The condition would be that if the RabbitMQ is present in the class path, then only the bean for RabbitMQ Manager would be created. If RabbitMQ class is not present in the class path, then the bean for RabbitMQ Manager would not be created. I have created a Spring Boot project, and in this project I am using Spring Boot version 3.4.1, and in the dependencies I am going to use Spring Boot starters. I have created a package named as onClass, and this onClass package has two sub packages which are MQ Manager and Queue. Inside this queue package, I have created a sub package named as IMPL, and this IMPL package contains a class named as RabbitMQ. And in the MQ Manager package, I have created a class named as RabbitMQ Manager. Let's have a look on the classes and interfaces which we have created. So I have created this message queue interface, and this message queue interface has no methods. I have created a class named as RabbitMQ, and this class is implementing message queue interface. In this class, I have also created one no argument constructor, and inside this no argument constructor, I have added the println statement, and I am going to display a message that this RabbitMQ no argument constructor is invoked, and this RabbitMQ no argument constructor would be invoked whenever the instance for RabbitMQ would be created. I have created a class named as RabbitMQ Manager, and this class contains a dependency of message queue. In this class, I have also created a no argument constructor, and this no argument constructor would be invoked whenever the bean for RabbitMQ Manager would be created. I have also created a method named as init, and this init method would be invoked whenever the bean for RabbitMQ Manager would be created, and this init method will create the instance of RabbitMQ, and it will assign the instance of RabbitMQ to the reference variable of message queue. Now I am going to build this project. Build is created successfully. Now what I am going to do, I am going to extract the jar file and will check whether this RabbitMQ class is present in the jar file or not. Here we have the project jar. Now I am going to extract this jar into a folder. This jar is extracted into a folder. Now I am going to check whether this RabbitMQ class is present in the jar file or not. So inside this boot inf, we have the classes, and then I will look for the package which I have created. Inside this queue package, we can see that we have another package named as IMPL, and in this IMPL package, this RabbitMQ class is present. Now I'm going to run the application. So here we can see that bean for RabbitMQ Manager is created, and also the no argument constructor of RabbitMQ is invoked. The bean for RabbitMQ Manager is created because the RabbitMQ class is present in the class path. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to define a task in build.gradle file, and this task is to exclude the IMPL package from the jar file. So here in the exclude, I have provided the complete path for IMPL package. I'm going to rebuild this project again. Build is successful. Here I'm going to extract this jar into a folder. Now I'm going to check whether this RabbitMQ class is present in the jar file or not. Here in this Q package, we can see that the IMPL package is not present. This is happening because we have excluded the IMPL package from the Q package. Now I'm going to run the application again. Here we don't see any message that the bean is created for RabbitMQ manager, and that is happening because the RabbitMQ class is not present in the class path. So that is why RabbitMQ manager bean is not created. Now I'm going to remove the RabbitMQ class from the IMPL package. After removing this RabbitMQ class from the IMPL package, we can see that we are getting the compilation error, and it is saying that it cannot resolve symbol RabbitMQ. Consider a scenario where a dependent jar is not present at the compile time, but it may or may not be present at the runtime. So how we are going to handle this scenario? Because if the class is not present at the compile time, then we would not be able to compile our code. So let me do one thing. Let me try to build it. So here we can see that build is failed. And this is happening because this RabbitMQ class is not present at the compile time. These scenarios can be handled using the another attribute of conditional on class, and that attribute is name. So in the name, we do not need to pass the class. Instead, we can pass the fully qualified class name. Here in the name attribute, you can see that I'm passing the RabbitMQ class, and this is the complete path where this RabbitMQ class is available. And I have also made changes in the constructor of RabbitMQ manager. So in this RabbitMQ manager constructor, what I'm going to do, I'm going to load the class using the class dot for name, and then it would be referenced by the class, and then using the dot new instance we can create the instance for q. So in our case that would be RabbitMQ, because here we are passing this RabbitMQ class, and then I'm going to assign this q to the reference variable of message queue, and then I have added two println statements that would display the message when this constructor would be invoked. So instead of the value, we are using the name attribute of at conditional on class annotation. So when we use a value attribute, then we have to provide the class name, but when we use name attribute, then we can provide the class name as a string. Now I will build this application. So here you can see that the build is successful. From the build.gradle file, I have removed the task that excluded the RabbitMQ class from the IMPL package. And as we have already deleted this class from the IMPL package, so this class would not be available at the class path. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to run this application. So here we can see that no bean is created, and this is happening because RabbitMQ class is not present in the class path. Now in order to fix this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy the RabbitMQ class in the IMPL package, and then we will build the project again, and then we will run this application. I have created the RabbitMQ class again in this package IMPL. Now I am going to build this project. So build is successful. Now I am going to run this application. Here we can see that RabbitMQ manager bean is created, and also the no argument constructor of RabbitMQ is invoked. In the constructor of RabbitMQ manager, we were displaying the dependent class name, that is RabbitMQ. So we can also see that class name here. That's it for this video. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and please also provide comments in the comment section. Thank you.